This one requires a little bit of backstory. We used to live on National Road, and my desk was right next to a window that looked out on our little side yard garden. I was sitting there working one day, probably grading papers or some school-related deal, and a great big hawk came down, just snagged a pigeon right off the ground. And I was really excited to see this big bird of prey up close. The pigeon was not as excited, I don't believe, but it got me thinking about the kind of the cycle of life and how timing is everything, because no sooner had this hawk finished devouring this pigeon, a little rabbit came hopping into the side garden. And so that's kind of what got me thinking about the words to this song. The tune, I believe, is a traditional tune, although I can't quite place it. I know there's one called Little Rabbit, but it's similar to this one, but not exactly. But the words I just kind of made up, some silly verses, kind of following in the tradition of those songs that have these floating verses in them, none of which make much sense individually or collectively. But this is a song. This was back in April of, I think, 2004, where I wrote this, called Little Rabbit. Little rabbit in the garden, little rabbit looking around, wants to see what he can eat that's grown up from the ground. Run, little rabbit, run away, it's getting to the close of day. Night is falling, the moon is rising, see you in the morning. I won't try to change me, she's long and she's tall, sleeps all day and works all night and never says nothing at all. Oh, run, little rabbit, run away, it's getting to the close of day. Night is falling, the moon is rising, see you in the morning. Man has a life of ease, he never has to worry. Poor man toils for every pay, his life a sad old story. Oh, run, little rabbit, run away, it's getting to the close of day. Night is falling, the moon is rising, see you in the morning. Every day when I get home, I'd go out in the yard, putting rocks where there weren't none, makes digging nice and hard. Oh, run, little rabbit, run away, it's getting to the close of day. Night is falling, the moon is rising, see you in the morning. Some folks like molasses, and some folks they like berries. Old Irie Mullins claims his kin came here through the Naries. Oh, run, little rabbit, run away, it's getting to the close of day. Night is falling, the moon is rising, see you in the morning. my time, some say that it is true. My beard is gray, my hair falls out, what's an old sour man to do? Oh, run, little rabbit, run away, it's getting to the close of day. Night is falling, moon is rising, see you in the morning. As you listen to the story in this little song, you'll find that it don't mean a thing and it should be twice as long. Oh, run, little rabbit, run away, it's getting to the close of day.